Konnichiwa, Misaki desu.
Konnichiwa, Nakuto sensei desu.
El día de hoy les traemos otro video colaborativo porque sí, entre lo que se acaba este año quiero que saquemos más videos con mi esposo para que él aparezca en el canal y nos comparte sus opiniones como japonés. En esta ocasión vamos a hablar acerca de lo que piensan los japoneses de los extranjeros si nos odian, reaccionando a un video que trata sobre este tema, por qué los japoneses odian a los extranjeros. O más bien a los japoneses, por qué no les gustan los extranjeros que viven en Japón. Para que por favor me acompañen en este video porque sé que les va a interesar bastante y podrán descubrir información que quizás no conocían sobre ese país. Sin darle más largas a esto, comencemos. El video del cual vamos a hablar es un video basado en el canal del youtuber Paolo from Tokyo, que tiene muchos videos de temas de cultura japonesa, sociedad, así como del día en la vida de diferentes profesiones como un estudiante que ya hicimos, entre otros. Para que por favor se pasen por su canal y disfruten sus videos. Aquí hablaremos del video de Why Japanese Don't Like Foreigners Living in Japan. ¿Por qué los japoneses no les gustan los extranjeros que viven en Japón?
Wanted to cover what Japanese consider rude that's not usually in your average blog or video. Probably fair to say that visiting Japan as a tourist and living and working in Japan is a completely different experience. And what a lot of foreigners don't realize is that there are a lot of unwritten rules here in Japan to help maintain the society. Number one, working in Japan. So many foreigners coming and living in Japan are here for work. So let's start with that. And this first issue is one of those things that bother a lot of Japanese. You may already know that Japanese employees operate as a team, especially in the office environment, where everyone is required to do their part. But if you're working long enough with a company, you're eventually going to want to take some time off, eventually during holidays and long weekends, to maximize your time. What ends up happening is some foreigners don't consider their coworkers and take the time off as they please. They come in with that mindset that no matter what, they're taking the time off. In Japanese culture, it's important to consult with your coworkers beforehand and discuss ongoing and future projects to make sure your projects are covered before taking the time off.
So that's the first topic, taking time off in Japan. What do you feel about it?
Yeah, of course you need to talk with your coworkers.
But you think there can be
Someone
foreigners
can
that don't think, do you think there are foreigners that maybe they don't talk like Americans?
No.
Maybe. That's why they don't like them. I think so.
Okay. Yeah, that should be done, right? It should be done everywhere, right? You need to talk. Right. That should be done
It should be
everywhere.
done, right? That's true, that's true.
Number two, coming back from vacation. Now, if you were able to get that time off without alienating yourself from your team, it's now time to return the favor. This comes in the form of omiyage, a gift usually from a place you visited. Maybe a box of sweets or snacks to share with the team, since many of them had to cover for you while you were gone.
What do you feel about it, omiyage? You think that's true in Japanese culture?
Yeah, of course, yeah, we always give gifts or something when we are leaving, and after we come back, then we give them. Yeah. If you don't do this, then I think, yeah, that's okay, but that's rude.
So it's true what he's saying, so that's why maybe some people don't like foreigners because they don't do that.
Yeah, but actually I don't like the cultural custom that
You don't like to give omiyage?
sometimes because it's difficult to choose. It takes time to choose what I need to give them and what can please them, right?
Number three, greeting your neighbors. What many people don't know when moving into a new place is that you're supposed to greet and give a gift to your neighbors.
Yeah, that's true.
But you never do that.
No.
So that's why. So people think you are rude.
Yeah,
Oh,
because I don't like it. But my family, my mom forced me to do that when I moved to the apartment to the Osaka when my mom and my family helped me because they were there, so that's why they bought a gift for neighbors.
what did they buy?
Like a soap or something, a shampoo. I don't remember.
Shampoo?
I think it was towel. And towel.
Towel, because shampoo is too personal.
Yeah.
A set of towels.
Yeah, but at the time that the apartment that I moved to was the place that a lot of students were living, so they were busy, so they didn't come out when we ring the bell.
Oh, or they were not home at all.
Yeah, but usually students, young people
They don't care.
Yeah, they don't care. But
In my case, I have never done that. I have never done that because I live in a place where students live in general.
right,
So it's like a little bit strange, and also I didn't know.
right.
This is more common in less densely populated areas, especially homes where you often see neighbors, and less common in densely populated areas like Tokyo and large apartment buildings. Number four, visiting someone's home. At some point, you'll probably be invited to someone's home, and you probably already know that when entering a Japanese home, you're supposed to take off your shoes. But what many don't know is that there's a proper way to do it. And when Japanese don't do it themselves, it kind of shows that they weren't raised correctly. Just after you take off your shoes, you don't just leave it as is and walk in. You're supposed to take off the shoes, line it up, and reface it towards the door, like.
That's normal.
But you don't do it in your house. In your house, all the kutsu are super blah.
Here?
Messy. No,
In my
your house
parents'
in
house?
Osaka.
I
They are
don't remember.
messy.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. I have seen the kutsu like this, and I'm like a messy.
Okay.
Because I think Tamaki and they don't do it. That's why.
Young kids are living there.
So they don't care.
Uh-huh.
They show. Right. But for example, when you go to your friend's house, do you do that? Like I
Yes,
live
I
here.
do. Especially when
Older people.
coming to the house of like a strangers.
That said, let me share the next tip. Number 5, shopping for food. So if you ever make your way to a supermarket, you might want to know this one. In Japan, it's considered bad manners to feel out the food and put it back, especially in the meat section and produce section. 1, no one wants bruised peaches or kiwis, plus it makes the fruit unsellable. And there's something about someone else pressing up on your meat. The idea is all that food is going into someone's mouth, and by touching it, it's like putting your fingers inside of their mouth.
That's true.
Really?
Mhm.
So you try to not touch the things that you're not going to buy.
No.
Oh, that's different. That's way different because in Latin America people touch and they put back. I have seen that a lot because we do it. That's completely true in the sense that it's a different cultural experience. Completely
Okay,
true.
but of course we touch fruit and then we confirm which is okay. But
But in Latin America
terms
people
of
don't
meat, I
care.
don't-
No, in Latin America people don't care. They don't care at all if they do it. Nobody's thinking, oh my god, somebody's going to take this after. No. I can guarantee you 100% of people, nobody thinks that.
Number 6, eating manners. Now there's so many eating manners and chopstick etiquette rules here in Japan that I couldn't cover it all in this video, but in fact I already created a video on that, so if you're interested, check out my video called How to Eat Japan. But one thing that I didn't mention and that Japanese think is really gross and that some foreigners don't realize is licking your chopsticks is really just kind of disgusting.
I think that's disgusting everywhere. You are licking something. It's like, what are you doing? The show?
but like, if something is stuck on the chopstick, I lick.
Ugh, that's disgusting. 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 I feel that's disgusting. To see someone. I'm like, why are you doing?
But if something stuck, food is stuck on the chopstick and you lick. No?
He's going to show you how to do it. Look.
I don't think anyone goes out of their way to lick their chopsticks. It usually happens when people aren't good with their chopsticks and they get food all over it. And they think naturally the best way to get the food off of it is to lick it off. But if you've gotten here, you're kind of at a point of no return, as there's no proper solution manner-wise to remove the food off your chopsticks, as Japanese wouldn't have allowed food to remain on their chopsticks after the first bite. As a last resort, better than
No
licking
one
your
does. No one does.
Put it in the miso shiru to clean.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a no-no in Japan, so best to probably avoid doing that. Number 7, owning a dog. If you ever decide to own a dog in Japan, you're gonna have to take it out for walks. It's probably already common sense that you need to clean up after your dog's poop. But in Japan, you're also supposed to clean up their pee by washing it down with water afterwards. Is there
But that's something that is actually starting to happen everywhere because the pee stocks.
Of course.
That's common. In my case, my Oji-chan, my grandfather, gets really angry when some people go with the dog and pee on the house. Like on the walls of the house, outside wall, he gets really angry. So he has to wash that by himself because that sucks. It's disgusting. I think you should do it.
To be rare.
Number 8, wedding gifts. So if you made some close friends in Japan, you'll probably get invited to a few Japanese weddings. If so, you'll quickly find out that it's customary in Japan to give the bride and groom money instead of an actual gift. Usually starting at about $300. The thing foreigners should be careful with is to give the money in odd increments. So $300, $500, $700, and so on. But most importantly, the money needs to be brand new, crisp bills picked up from the bank. It's actually rude to give used, folded, or wrinkled bills, as a wedding is a symbol of a new beginning.
That's true.
That's something that foreigners wouldn't know.
But It doesn't matter. Actually, I don't care whether
Okay.
the bill is the new or not, right?
Okay. But you care, you want to receive money, right?
Of course.
It's normal to give presents, but nowadays in Colombia also people are doing this because there is a hidden rule. Some people put in the cards, please give me, they call lluvia de sobres. The meaning is tegami no ame. So it's in a like a rain of letters. So it means give me a letter, la envelope, which has money, of course. There are some people put in the invitation that the presents, please present, make it an envelope.
But if you receive the money, you need to return it in the future.
That's what he's going to explain next.
Right.
I guess in this case, money isn't all the same. Number 9, receiving gifts. Now, if you ever receive a gift for something like a childbirth, a wedding, or a special celebration, you're obligated to give 30 to 50% back of the gift's worth. In fact, this custom is so ingrained in Japan's culture that they even have return gift booklets.
I told you, this is the complicated part.
About receiving a gift.
Yeah, that's
But not
why
for omiyage.
That's why I don't want to receive anything. Because I don't want to return.
That only happens in Japan and Korea. Maybe China. But that doesn't happen abroad. That doesn't happen in Latin America. You receive a gift and it's like, oh, thank you. Bye bye. Madane.
Right.
Personally, I always thought it quite funny that in order to follow this custom, you have to do research on how much the gift costs. Finally, if you live in Japan long enough, it's quite unfortunate, but you may be invited to a funeral. So this one caught me really off guard. Yes, wearing black attire is a must, and the overall attire may be more strict than other countries, but what struck me is that if you wear sunglasses at a Japanese funeral, it is extremely rude.
Do you know about that one?
But yeah, actually it's rude to wear glasses, like dark glasses, sunglasses.
With other people, right? So true.
Yeah, and in class or
We in
everywhere.
class is super rude, right?
Everywhere. In trains.
Actually, in Colombia, it's really rude to wear a cap in class.
And when you talk to someone, don't wear the glasses.
If you're walking outside, of course, I mean, you're walking outside, it's normal.
But the Japanese
But the people use sunglasses inside the building. So it's like, why are you doing that?
and also most of the Japanese people don't wear glasses, sunglasses.
In general?
In the US, it's quite common to wear sunglasses to cover your eyes, but in Japan, it's a definite no-no. So there you go, that's my list. What did you think? Anything that was extreme? Anything?
That's his list.
The topic that I was thinking was related to some racism.
Why they hate foreigners racism?
Uh-huh. Because some foreigner come to Japan for work, like working in a factory or something. They have some bad manners that sometimes it's raining, then they steal umbrellas
Horrible.
from the factory,
Horrible.
and also long line or something. Like there are many events or something that you can buy figures. Or like, for example, like games, like you can buy one item only, but Chinese people want to buy a lot and they want to sell it later, so that other Chinese people come to Japan and wait in the long line with a group and they buy a lot of things.
That's also common. That's called reselling.
That's something that, right? That a lot of foreigners do, right? And also the other thing. So because the fact that there are many Chinese people coming to Japan, these Chinese people to have taxi industry for their own.
Taxi? Okay.
So for Chinese people, so Chinese
Oh.
person invented some company for Chinese people to travel in Japan. But taxi industry is something that Japanese government is protecting. But usually if you want to have taxi industry or some taxi company in Japan, you need to have approval from Japanese government. But the Chinese made it by their own and without any approval. So
Interesting.
That's illegal.
Thank you so much for sharing. Y a ustedes muchísimas gracias por ver este video. Agradezco sus comentarios abajo. ¿Ustedes qué piensan de esto? Aquí no tratamos de promover un racismo. Simplemente mi esposo está compartiendo sus opiniones. Pero yo respeto todas las culturas, todas las etnicidades, todos los grupos étnicos. Y al mismo tiempo deseo que seamos un mundo mucho más unido. Pongan abajo todos sus comentarios, compartan el video con sus amigos para que lleguemos a más personas en este canal. Por favor, las vistas están muy mal. Y pues eso me duele en el corazón, pero deseo que con este video podamos remontar. Dejen abajo su me gusta y que tengan un Vídeo matane.